Boom! What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now the current head trader at True Trading Group. If you still don't know, TTG is the fastest growing, highest rated online premium educational platform that's available to the retail trader and investor today. Guys, at True Trading Group, we combine a professional trading educational curriculum that is both in-depth and complex, yet still very easy to understand and implement quickly. We pair that with premium investing tools from today's top financial tech companies that if you purchased on your own will be worth over $4,000 a year. As a member of the TTG family, you guys get top of the line trading tools from companies like Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, CBOE, Polygon, Trade Ideas, and so much more. On top of all of that, gang, we are a community of active and educated, like-minded, and helpful investors and traders that are led by TTG's team of professional full-time trading moderators that have over 100 years of combined trading experience that currently sports about a collective 80% win rate. We focus on stocks, options, cryptos, future, day trading, swing trading, long-term investing. At TTG, folks, your results matter. Your success matters, and it's all measurable through your P&L. If this is your first time on one of these live streams, welcome. You picked a hell of a one to join us on. I got a great live stream in store for you all here tonight. But we go live 6 nights a week, Sunday through Friday, right here. But myself, other TTG Pro Trader moderators, and special guests drop golden nuggets and provide you with free lessons and education that can help you become better traders and investors immediately. So if you've not done so already, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, show us some love. Also, turn on your notification bell. Make sure you never miss out on any one of these live streams. Folks, get ready to learn, trade, and profit. Here's your very first lesson of the evening. Why should you listen to anything that we discuss on these live streams? It is crucial you understand who you are listening to. Listening to the wrong information can cost you both time and money, and I know for a fact you do not have an unlimited supply of either. So allow me to just qualify myself to you all. Began my career working for a fund in New York City, my first job out of college. Then 2008 came, and that was the Great Recession and the stock market crash, but also happened to be the same year that I went on to receive one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. But before I was ever able to touch $1 of their money, I first had to go through an intensive training program. I had access to some of the top trading tools and was part of a community of like-minded traders that helped ensure my success. And that is exactly what the True Trading Group platform is based on here now today. Folks, now that we are properly introduced, let's talk about how this live stream is going to go down. I've got a special treat in store for all of you here today. We're going to start things off. We are going to be bringing on my partner from True Trading Group, Jason, the Wolf of Weed Street, Spatafora. But we also have in store for you all here tonight a very special guest returning back to the TTG live stream. A very special guest here this evening, someone that we all in True Trading Group know very well. We watch him on CNBC. Everybody, we have a special guest in store for you all tonight. Mr. Tim Seymour from Fast Money on CNBC is going to be joining us here today to talk about all things market related. What the hell is going on with oil? What happened today with Jerome Powell? This man did something very uncharacteristic, that, at least that I've ever seen. Tim's been doing this a hell of a lot longer than I have. Interested to get his thoughts on what happened today with Jerome Powell in front of the testimony that he gave in front of Congress on Capitol Hill. There's a lot to unpack. Everybody wants to know, is the bottom in the Russia invasion February 24th? Is that the low? There's so much that we're going to unpack here tonight on this live stream, folks, and I cannot wait to get things started. After we finish that part up, I will walk you guys through later on in the live stream. I'll show you guys, I'll tell you how you can join the TTG family, and I'll show you the TTG platform itself. Okay, for all those that are interested, the tools, the resources, I'll actually show you guys the platform later on in this live stream. All right, but folks, to get things started, let's get right into it. We don't want to waste any more time. Everyone give a huge, big, warm TTG welcome to Jason, the Wolf of Weed Street, Spatafora. What's up, man?
Hey,
there he is.
I wish you brought
you. Every time
I'm like trying to not start laughing when you introduce me every time.
Yo, because I have 100 times the energy that you have. I feel like
I got 2 kids, man. I've been up since 4 a.m.
You know what? That's fair. That is definitely fair. All right, folks, and then now I'd like to introduce you all to none other than Mr. Tim Seymour.
What's up, boys? It's great to be at TTG. Tell you what, always big day, always great to be looking at the Wolf Star Wars collection behind him. Adam, you're Your words always so eloquent at the top of the story here. So great to be here, TT.
Awesome, man. Awesome, Tim. It's a pleasure. It's an honor having you back here with us. I know a few months ago you were a guest on here with us. We really enjoyed it.
It was awesome.
You and really had a great time getting your take on everything. And so much has happened, right? So much has happened since we last had you on here, and really excited to get your take and your thoughts on all the different things that are going on all over the world today. So let's just dive right in, because Tim, I have so many questions for you and these are things that, Jason and I and the rest of the TTG, we talk to our members about this stuff on a daily basis. But I got to tell you,
Adam, real quick, before we get going,
I'm Mike.
I think of TTG all the time. I see, by the way, the engagement that goes on with this broadcast is unbelievable. I mean, being able to kind of read what's popping up here, and it's awesome, and some very engaged folks. I get the community is fired up and learns a lot here, so very cool. But when I hear TTG, I have to tell you, it reminds me of one of my favorite bands, who is TTB. And that's a Tedeschi Trucks band. So for all you rockers out there with a little sun rock flair, but some blues and some soul, you got to check the band out. So Derek Trucks and Susan Tedeschi, this is one of the great live bands out there. Because I love music, because you're TTG, I felt the need to talk about TTB. So here we go. Now I'm done. Sorry.
Awesome.
Oh, geez, I did not mean to do that. Real quick. I'm Adam.
And that's Mike.
I'm Mike.
Holy.
Also,
it's been a long day. It's been a long day.
It's been a very long day. Mike, apologies. And Adam,
No
what
worries.
the fuck are you doing, man? Messing with me like that. Sorry. Just kidding.
I also, what is it with our guests dropping F-bombs? Anyways,
Sorry
I also
about
want
that.
to say, Jason, I wish you would have told me that was his favorite band and not Led Zeppelin. I wouldn't have spent 2.5 hours.
No. Let's be clear. I mean, Zeppelin sits in the throne behind me because they are in the pole position. I'm saying TTG reminds me of TTB, but no, Zeppelin. Don't worry, Jason didn't lead you astray. He may lead you astray in other directions, but not on my musical taste. So
That's fair enough. Tim, I think there's something going on with your mic.
Okay, is it
coming in?
Is it? Talk to me. Is it too loud or too soft?
It's scratchy.
Staticky, like scratchy.
All right, let's work on this. Let's see. Make sure we're plugged in. Is there something in the studio here I can check mic? And does that sound any better? I mean, here's the problem. I mean, I think it's.
Oh, yeah, that whatever you just did.
All right. Is that better right there?
No, it was better a second ago.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see. All right, let's start. Let's try here. Does this sound okay?
A little bit better.
It's a little bit better.
A little bit better.
I'm not sure what's
We'll
going
send
on
you some
here.
equipment. We'll send you some equipment.
There's the two guys that have the 720 cameras on their end.
Did Tim freeze? I think we lost
He did.
Tim.
He did.
It's okay. Now, guys, Tim's a cyborg. He's just powered down for a minute.
Yeah. Well, listen, either way, while we wait for Tim to come back on, I'm looking forward to tonight's convo. We've got so much going on. There's so much discussion. It's like, where do you begin? It's like, do you begin with Jerome Powell's testimony today? We've got a Fed meeting coming up in 2 weeks. We've got Russia, still pushing further and deeper into Ukraine. That situation really hasn't gotten any better. So, and then you got oil. Oil just hit, the highest level that it's been in 10 years. It's like we're getting to a point where the highest level that I've ever seen oil was when oil went up to like 160. And that was back during, right before 08. That was like, 2007, 2008, just going into the Great Recession. So it's really something that is such a volatile time in the markets. And we talk about this stuff on a daily basis inside of True Trading Group. So a lot of the members of True Trading Group, they already know kind of my thoughts and my input and everything. And if you're not a member and you're just a viewer of the live stream, then, I'm obviously going to share you guys kind of my thoughts and everything. And Jason can go over his while we wait for Tim to come on. But then I can't wait to really, dive in with Tim Seymour from CNBC, from Fast Money. If you guys are not familiar with Tim Seymour, hell of a guy, great money manager. He's on CNBC, contributor. He's on the Fast Money show. It's a great show. Check him out on CNBC. But Jason, while we wait for Tim to come back on, what do you make of Jerome Powell's testimony today? What are your thoughts?
It was very much out of character because Powell is so measured. The guy does not and it's crazy because the last time when we had the minutes, he was a disaster. It reminded me of the first time he spoke in 2018. Now during his testimony, he's talking 25 bips. He doesn't telegraph like that. He does not, that was an audible. It's almost like he let it slip. And I thought it was almost funny because then, maybe
we got Tim. We got Tim, Jason. We got Tim. Tim's back.
How am I doing here? Can you go?
Perfect.
Great.
Perfect.
Okay, so there was some serious roadblocks going on in my house, and let's just say that the little man was told we got to get the gerbil back on the hamster running somewhere on the wheel. So apologies. I think we're okay. You let me know if this starts to get better.
No, we're good, Tim. We're perfect. We see you fine and we hear you fine. So.
As a parent, I got an Eero Pro, so I can create my own internet. So you got to get one.
Yeah. Well, I've got the Eero Pro. It's funny because I've got Eeros all over my house, but I unfortunately I do think I'm going to save my profanity as it relates to Spectrum cable, but let's just say that I'm held hostage here in Manhattan. You'd think we'd have a little better infrastructure than we do. So, and when I moved back from my COVID compound back into Manhattan, I have to say I took a major step down in speed. So anyway, we'll keep moving. Sorry about that, everybody, and great to be back.
Yeah. No worries.
Mike and I were just talking about Powell today.
Yep.
And just how uncharacteristic during his testimony of him saying 25 bips. I mean, I'm sure that was Mike. First question.
Yeah. That literally was going to be my first question to you, Tim, is because I've never seen before, a Fed chair be so direct and so straightforward weeks before a meeting to just come flat out and say, and it was almost Jerome Powell, in my opinion, at least, has really mastered the art of public speaking. I feel like when he first took on the job, he was a little rough around the edges.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
he was.
He really, really, really kind of turned it around, I feel like, over the last couple of years. And he has done a very good job in the past of kind of tiptoeing around questions, being very careful with his words. And then he was asked today, I don't remember the congressman that asked the question, but he said, how do you feel about the March meeting? And he actually paused and was like, I'll tell you how I feel about the March meeting. And it was right there that I was like, whoa, that's out of character for Jerome Powell. And then he comes out right out and says, that he supports and he's ready to raise 25 basis points. That shocked me to hear him be so straightforward. I'm wondering what you think about that, and if you've ever seen a Fed chair be so direct weeks before a meeting like that.
Well, this is a Fed, and it goes back to the Bernanke Fed that's really been hell bent on transparency and not having any surprises. And it's a Fed that, on some level, has also been reliant upon the market to do a lot of its work for them. We all know that the Fed's got their work cut out for them, and where's the Fed put now? I don't know. It's at least 10 to 15% from here. It's probably 20% if you listen to Jeffries out there. Their strategist, I think, is very respected on his Fed policy. But I think listening to Powell today, you got some sense of clarity around. No, they're not going to go 50. But I think the flip side of that was the market didn't want to hear the Fed put the brakes on. And even if they weren't that direct, if that's what they were going to do, the implication that the Fed was necessarily slowing down. What I thought that was done very well today is the messaging that is, again, consistent with Fed messaging. We're going to be data dependent. We're going to be cautious, and we're going to, be somewhat tactical. And in fact, the words he used today, he said we are going to be nimble. And I think that's a Fed that's acknowledging Russia, Ukraine is certainly giving some growth headwinds, maybe not as many in this part of the world as there may be over in Europe. Obviously, there's been an inflationary impact. So Russia, Ukraine at least has meant more inflation and some type of a growth headwind. And the acknowledgement of it is very important by the Fed. But for the Fed to basically say, hey, look, we're going 25. You can see where Fed fund futures are. 6 to 7 have been priced in, and that we're going in March. The market is priced for March, and it's priced. You all can see your Fed funds futures, and you can see the strip, and you can see where they've come in, and you can see how quickly today, upon the Powell discussion, the curve flattened significantly. First of all, you got short rates somewhere back close to where they had been at their peak, and you rallied the long end. But again, the curve actually flattened. So the sense is, yes, the Fed's going to move. That the Fed, if anything, is certainly intent on normalizing. But what we don't really know is what that pace is going to be. So I think the market would have been very disappointed to hear a Fed that was going on hold today, because that would have implied there was something much more sinister out there that they were seeing that we don't. We all should want the Fed to normalize. We all should want the Fed, possibly to move, a little faster than we even think that the market can allow. But we also all remember 2018, where the Fed got a little ahead of themselves. We remember back in 2000, where essentially the last 50 basis point hiked us right into a recession and a market that really was already correcting aggressively.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. So with tightening, right? So the taper ends. The last time that happened was at end of 14 into like 16. They announced it. If you're looking at like the SPY, that I think we went up like 10%, 12%. I mean, do you see something potentially like that, or do you think that there's just more money in the market now? So we could, because the tank since COVID, and when they bought, 2.3 trillion in junk bonds and all it hasn't had gasoline in it. It has rocket fuel in it. Like, how do you think the market responds to that, especially when you have all these new traders that have never traded or invested in a period where there isn't easing?
Well, I think if you think about what's happened to the Fed balance sheet in the last couple of years, and essentially we've given away 25% of U.S. GDP, and that's something that is certainly tweaked both the growth dynamics, and I think it's something that we're ultimately going to be paying for. I think medium term, that's a dynamic of who finances the deficit. I don't know. None of this is dollar positive, even though I think in the short term, all of what's going on out there is dollar positive. You've got a case here. Yeah, there's still a lot of money sloshing around, and I think the Fed ultimately is going to be in a position where it's going to be very difficult to see what the economy looks like when they start to remove QT. And again, it's one thing to have the Fed funds curve tell you what at least is priced in so far. What we don't know is what's going to happen to the economy when you start to remove some more of this stimulus in Fed balance sheet. So, bringing it back to a market conversation, I think everyone that's tuned in tonight is aware that we've been in a pretty nasty bear market for close to 7, 8, 9 months. That the headline top 5 stocks, the overall indices, are in some correction mode, but arguably there's still, I think, more for the indices to work out through and to work through here. I think we've had a very difficult run addressing both the pullback in the Fed balance sheet, what it's going to mean, and just what economic strength is out there, despite the fact, and this goes back to Powell today. Powell made it clear the labor market and the demand side of the economy is really why they're more worried about inflation than they are necessarily about supply constraints and bottlenecks related to COVID, or at a minimum, there's strong demand in the economy while these disruptions and bottlenecks still exist. So that's the Fed's dilemma here. There are structural inflationary forces. There are supply disruption inflationary forces. There are the social inflationary forces of labor markets that frankly, wages in this country needed to go higher. And there's a delay effect in that services inflation in the overall inflation we're going to see. I actually think we're going to see significant inflation in the second half of the year. So how the markets digest this still leaves me with a sense that we've got some more things to work through.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one too, Tim. Like, I was, I've told all of our members that I'm not convinced. A lot of people, especially after Friday's follow through from the Thursday low, a lot of people were getting really confident. Oh, that's it. The low's in for the year. We're good. Everything is sunshine and rainbows from here. I'm not yet really in that camp. I think there's too many unknowns as you get deeper into the year. And, like you said, I'm more worried about the quantitative tightening than even the rate hikes, because I think it's pretty clear that, Jerome Powell at heart is a dove. And I don't think that they were going to come out guns blazing. You saw, I don't claim to be smarter than anybody over at Goldman Sachs, but Goldman Sachs just keeps on raising the amount of rate hikes that they're expecting. I think that we're probably going to end up somewhere in like that 4 to 5 rate hikes. And listen, we do 4 or 5 25 basis point rate hikes. I don't think that's enough to bring inflation down to a meaningful level of where they're trying to get to like that 2.5%. I don't think you get back to 2.5% with just sitting at a Fed funds rate of 1 or 1.25 as you get deeper and deeper into the year. Because I, for one, also believe that with or without Russia and Ukraine, I think oil prices are going to stay elevated for the foreseeable future. Like we put out, and I want to move on because I want to talk to you about oil a little bit here too, because we published on January 2nd for the TTG platform a report for 2022's outlook, where we named the energy sector as our number one pick for 2022. Now, that's before nobody expected this Russia-Ukraine situation, which really just poured gasoline onto what already was a very strong trade going into the year. But where does oil go from here at this point? I thought that, earlier in the year, I thought, we probably see 90, maybe $100 a barrel, but I didn't think that was going to happen until the summer when post-COVID demand and travel really, really started to pick up, and demand was just going to far outpace supply. But my question for you now regarding oil is, do you think that the bullishness in oil and like this price extension, has this been pulled forward, or is this just the beginning of what could be $150, $160 oil again?
The price of oil is a function of structural dynamics in the oil market related to lack of investment, and where I actually think that the dislocation to the downside and really the oil rout and bear market of 5 years ago, and the supply glut that came from the United States and non-conventional renewable and technology in the oil sector is something that led us to where we are here, combined with first of all, you went into this run with greater compliance and solidarity within the OPEC plus world, where really the only swing capacity exists, and it really probably only exists in Saudi Arabia and Iran, which may or may not be coming back online in a bigger way with a nuclear deal, which of course, by the way, the U.S. really needs to see happen at this point. With great irony that we're in this position, I think you have a case where you've also just got tactical dynamics of the speculative market that, of course, are working here. Supply disruption typically, and as we saw this even in the move down in oil over the last 10 years, hasn't been enough to sustain oil prices. The structural dynamics here, I think, are the fact that you're adding in real post-COVID reopening demand, I think is very real. People talk about, well, spring's around the corner, and for Europe and European gas demand, that this may be a bit of a relief, may take some of the pressure off of Russia. What people don't understand is that the U.S. driver is 25% of the demand in oil, and that we're just getting closer, and we're nowhere. We're about to embark upon the biggest driving season of the year, at least as it relates to oil demand. Out 2 months, yeah, that's right. It's almost Memorial Day, thank God. And so, my view on oil is oil prices are going higher. My view on oil energy equities is that they are moving higher, and that I say this on Fast Money a lot because I've spent a lot of time investing in oil. I've invested as someone that lived in Russia, was investing in emerging markets, spent a lot of time in the resources trade from 2002 through the crisis, and even picking back up as central bank stimulus got back in. I've seen some of these cycles before, but what's very clear to me is that energy equities or these companies are being run differently than they were 5 years ago or 10 years ago, when it was growth at all costs, and when it was we are going to drill and drill and drill, and frankly, in terms of the capital structure of the company, it was the bondholders that were being rewarded, and it was not the equity. In fact, the equity shareholders were ultimately taken out back and beaten. So when you look at both CapEx that's come down, but more importantly, what percent of operating cash flow is actually being given back to the equity shareholders in the form of either dividend payouts or retained in terms of free cash flow, it's a very different story in the energy sector than it was a few years ago. So instead of being a trader, I think you can be an investor. I see, in the chat room, there's some people talking about Schlumberger. There are people talking about some of the other names that they hold. I think if you look at some of the best of breed companies, they're companies that were ahead of this move towards efficiency. They're companies also that are getting the benefits of technology. Schlumberger is a technology company, as far as I'm concerned. And while you're not going to see, even in this environment, the kind of drilling we saw in 2006 and even 2012, 13, and obviously kind of the heyday of the U.S. Shale market, I do think you are going to see some continued drilling, but I think the energy equities are still trading at a significant discount to where they are. By the way, as traders, remember, you don't buy commodities when they're cheap. You buy them when they're expensive. I know that sounds crazy, but you're buying deeply discounted resource names because they look cheap on an EV to EBITDA multiple is usually one that's going cheaper, and that's the cyclicality of commodities investing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good point, because like I said, with commodities and very, very different there, like we just said, compared to what someone would think about, buy low, sell high. It's like, what people always think about when it comes to stocks. Yes, I couldn't help myself today, Tim. I literally today,
Mike, you never can, buddy. So,
I sold about 25% of my position in Chevron, Exxon, Devon, Pioneer, Marathon, Occidental, and OKE. And I'm sitting there on these positions, and I'm seeing oil crack over 111. I'm just like, I feel a little bit like a pig if I don't take something off the table here today. So I peeled a little bit off of those positions today. Still,
look, I think there's nothing wrong with taking some profits if you've been in these trades, and as I say, largely in resources, I always say this in emerging markets, you always get your price. So you're going to be able to get back into these trades. I don't think that that's really the issue. And yeah, I mean, you have to pick your spots to be tactical. What's really interesting sometimes is people have a tougher time with the trades that they were in and sold too early, and often I think that's where you see a more emotional response to chasing trades on the way back up, or trades that you believed in and you never really put on, as opposed to bad companies that people hold that are going to go down, and they've already been down, but people just seem to be more comfortable taking those losses in bad companies than they are going out and chasing a trade in a company that's on the way up. But that's just an observation on this. I think, look, taking some profits in the energy space right now, it's hard to argue with it.
Yeah, nobody goes broke taking profit, right?
That's right.
And then with oil going up, we're going to see all these ripple effects, food, wheat, fertilizer. The one that I'm interested in, because this is actually a company that everybody in TTG loves, and actually you put me on, was U.S. Steel. Steel is having, which is crazy. U.S. Steel 2 weeks before earnings was $18. It taps 29 today. Nucor was 90. It's running wild. I mean, do you think we go back to those 2018 prices almost in a similar fashion, the way, when oil had its move, because we've had tariffs, we've had all this stuff, and, we are going to be running into a lot of that demand again?
Yeah, U.S. Steel, I think in the blow off top of Jan 2018 was a $43, $45 stock. And this was also right about when Trump announced the steel tariffs. And tariffs have never proven to be the answer for resource companies. And I mean, down went U.S. Steel. Look, steel prices for the last year and a half have been near all-time highs. And if you look at the inputs now in iron ore and coking coal, these are things that also are getting bid back up out of China. So steel prices are going to stay high. And steel prices, yes, there's demand. There may or may not be the type of an infrastructure bill we saw, but be sure that there are few balance sheets that are as sensitive to the steel price as you're going to see at U.S. Steel. And it was a levered balance sheet, and coming out of that 2018 period, and I think they got caught a little bit over their skis. And I think this is an environment that, again, just kind of sideways demand will be highly free cash flow accretive for U.S. Steel. So I like to trade. I think that is one you get an opportunity to trade it aggressively. I'm not in U.S. Steel right now, but I have traded it multiple times over the last couple of years, and I actually think it's worth taking a look at here.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, the TTG fam, Jason has surgically toward
$4.80. It was actually the first trade that I called out on TTG. It was.
Wait, here, you want to see something, Tim? You want to see something? Watch this real quick, guys. All of you that are members of True Trading Group, type in #1 in chat right now if you've made money trading U.S. Steel. Just watch how many people type the #1 in chat, Tim. It's like thousands of our members have ripped U.S. Steel.
People have bought houses.
We've literally had people bought houses. Somebody bought their mother a car with U.S. Look at all these #1s that are coming through in chat.
So, guys, really, you should be thanking Tim Seymour for putting me on.
Wow. Yeah, everybody thank Tim. Tim's the one who gave the idea.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And look, you folks are the ones that put your capital out there. So glad some of this idea has been resonating through. And then there are the integrated resource producers like a BHP, like a Rio Tinto, and then if you get into kind of the Vales of the world in Brazil. And some of the companies, again, we've seen this movie before. By the way, pretty interesting to see the price action in Brazil today. Brazil is up 3.5%. Yeah. Russia's loss is Brazil's gain. And if you look at the currency there, the Brazilian real may be your friend here in terms of as an EM guy. One of the things I always tell people is you get half of your return comes from the currency, and I think in Brazil, a lot of the pain that people took over the last few years was, of course, in the currency. But this is a central bank in Brazil that was been so far ahead of the Fed in analyzing and hiking rates when they started to see inflation. Obviously, Brazil is synonymous with inflation, and the Brazilian central bank has hiked 750 basis points in the last year, multiple times. In other words, in aggregate, but it was over multiple hikes. And look, they've made a monetary monetary adjustment. They've made a fiscal adjustment. And I think you've seen that. And I think if you look at the performance of the Brazilian market from the start of the year, it may be the best performing market in the world. We know what's going on with commodities prices, and it's still, roughly 47% of the economy. It also has a trickle down effect, though, on again, the largest populous country in Latin America and the biggest economy. So not without its risks, but again, if this is the trade that we think continues on in terms of resources and some of the spike that's not just about Russia, Ukraine, not just about a reopening trade, but also about structurally where a lot of these commodity cycles have been you rebuilt the base. You had not reinvested in production and in capex, and so that's why I think there may be more to that trade.
Awesome. Yeah, actually, I was going to say I don't follow EM as much as you do, but I was going to say that I thought that because I know they're green on the year. I think their stock market's up, I think like 4 or 5% green on the year, while we're sitting here in full-blown correction territory. People forget there's other markets out there. There's other countries.
There's other markets out there. And even in emerging markets, if you look at the EEM or the VWO, I mean, they're down on the year, and they've actually outperformed. But as a guy that's traded spreads between EEM, like the ratio of EEM SPY, and you started it last year. Around this time, you were actually seeing a real breakout. You actually were seeing EM as we went into the peak of rates in March of 2021. EM was breaking out to all-time highs, and it was a real nasty head fake, frankly, one I got caught on the wrong side of because I believed after 7 or 8 years of underperforming, and really underperforming going all the way back to the crisis, maybe it was time. And these are long cycles. But within EM, you're not necessarily having to invest in the whole asset class, and 45% or 50% of the weighting in your EEM or your VWO really is Chinese equity, and a lot of it is then Asian equity when you throw in South Korea, Samsung, and then Taiwan Semi. So places like Brazil, places like Peru, Chile, some of these Latin American economies actually are in a very different place. Look kind of interesting. South Africa looks interesting. And again, these are the commodity economies. They all have ETFs. They're all worth taking a look at.
Awesome. I want to switch courses right now, and I wanted to, since we kind of started talking Russia, Ukraine a little bit. One of the a trade idea that a lot of people share this idea too, but it's one that we started going over just a few days ago with this whole Russia-Ukraine situation. And I'm curious your thoughts on this, and if this is something that a trade that may have legs even past the physical military conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And everybody, guys, are from True Trading Group, and everybody, hearts and prayers go out to everybody that's in Ukraine. The Ukrainian people that are there. Also, and the innocent people in Russia who are going to deal with an economic and financial crisis at the actions of their leaders. So hearts and prayers go out to everybody in Ukraine and everyone that's dealing with the situation. Hope it's resolved very, very soon. But moving past that situation, I don't believe that the sanctions that were placed on Russia, I don't think, even if Putin gets his way with Ukraine, I don't think he's just going to lay down and just let these sanctions just get swept under the rug. And we started talking about cybersecurity stocks,
right?
And looking for a trade there, for not just a trade that could be so volatile to the day-to-day headlines around Russia, Ukraine, and have all that type of volatility, but something that might have a little bit more staying power, like kind of like an oil trade part 2, like something that can really have staying power from this catalyst, and thinking that you're going to get just a reaction or an attack back from Russia against the U.S., American companies, against European countries and companies. And do you think that these stocks have had very, very large moves already? And I'm curious on your thoughts. Are you too late to this trade? Are these stocks extended too much, or do you think there's still legs in that trade?
Well, I was bullish on CrowdStrike, 30% higher. And again, going, yeah. I mean, so, and the environment in 2022, absent of Russia, Ukraine, was going to be at 25% cyber spend growth for the entire industry. And even greater trickle down to small and medium sized businesses on an enterprise spend. So look, this is a market that's been punishing high multiple stocks and was doing it from late summer, and cyber stocks were caught in that. And what's the multiple you want to pay for a company that's look, you're seeing that a CrowdStrike is outpacing the growth of the spend in the industry. I mean, they're giving you 39% growth according to the last numbers we just got from them. I think it's worth paying 10 to 11 times revs for that. If you look at Palo Alto, it's cheaper. It's got a more diversified business. It's not solely tied there, but again, they're networking and some of their enterprise exposure, and then the spend on security has been a booming business for already a company that I think is it's been a must own. And so they just announced a couple days ago, and I know that higher multiple stocks here are going to have difficult times in an environment if rates go a lot higher. But the secular trend here in cyber remains. Tenable, Okta, I mean, these are names that I think are worth taking a look at. I think there are names that also have underperformed a little bit. So there is some relative value here.
Awesome. I'm so glad to hear you say it, because that's exactly how we've been looking at it. And you actually mentioned two of the companies that we focused on, and we focused on CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, and also Fortinet. Those are
cool.
were the three ones that we really focused on, and I think that could still have some.
I mean, yeah, my take is we've just been kind of like blasé about the whole cyber thing, and now it's kind of like we know there's going to be a response in some capacity, and it's not just directed at us. Now you're talking about the whole. Anybody in NATO is now a target, and everybody that's been like, oh, like we got to deal with COVID, we can't do this. Like now they're taking it seriously. So yeah, I think that.
Look, but you got a lot of things swept. There's no question about that. There's the unfortunate boots on the ground in Ukraine, but we're at war. We're at war with Russia, and we're at war. Arguably, we've been at war with different forces in the world in cyberland. So there's no question about it. And unfortunately, what makes this whole incident so sad is that the different forms that this war is going to take. I mean, you could get me going on for a long time about what's been wrong about U.S.-Russia engagement and policy for a decade. And I'm not in any way is there a defense here of Putin. Again, I lived in Russia. I actually I was working for a Russian bank in as we got into the Millennium New Year's, and I was actually at a party, a Millennium New Year's party in Italy with a bunch of Russian, a bunch of Europeans, and a bunch of folks, but from out there. And that was, essentially the night when Yeltsin resigned and appointed Putin. And for the first, year and a half of this, I think the dynamic was it was really bullish in terms of the consolidation of power and the clawing back of the state's assets, and it was a very strong catalyst to Russia being a significant outperformer at a time when EM at least started the momentum in the resources trade happen. But look, I think through the worst even of U.S.-Russia relations as appeared from regime change on this side, either side of the aisle, by the way. This isn't a partisan comment. What we've always had in this country as some of our best and brightest diplomats and our diplomatic corps focused on the Russia relationship. And so on their side as well, let's be clear. And again, people that were engaged, there was an engagement, there was dialogue. That's been lost in the last 10 years. I think it's a case where you've hollowed out that dialogue, and no relationship, and again, complete avoidance is, I think, part of the reason why we are where we are. Again, it's not to say that the actions that have gone on here against Ukraine are an explainable outcome of our poor policy. I'm just saying that it's a scary time, because when I refer to how this war will take different forms, I do think that there is going to be a focus in this country and a focus across Europe, Wolf, as you mentioned, that leaves different targets that we have to address. How we're defending ourselves.
Yeah. Right. And I'm going to swing. I'm going to jump in and swing this to a different area.
Let's do it.
I'll be raked over the coals.
You have to. I know where we're going.
Yeah. So, I see you got, so everybody.
I know where we're going.
CNBS, that's Tim's ETF. It's the Amplify Cannabis ETF. I will say that active management, and I'm not just saying this because before he's been on, I've always said Tim is the best active manager, period. And we had this talk on the phone the other day about cannabis. Now, GTI just reported Curaleaf goes tomorrow. I definitely talk about it that, there's nothing wrong with the core businesses of the tier 1 companies. They're actually doing great. If you just showed people just balance sheets and growth versus other companies in the market, you'd be like, why isn't there, why is this going the other way? Can you just explain that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's a year ago, we've just lapped the 1 year kind of February 8th, I believe, was the blow off top in cannabis after this is 2021, where the momentum that came out of the federal election, the momentum that came out of the Georgia runoff, and the expectation that there was going to be a real legislative possibility based upon a Democratic control of the Senate finally. And then you also at that time had strung together a couple quarters of extraordinary sequential growth, but also profitability in the cannabis sector. Some of it was absolutely a bit of a COVID pull forward. I mean, I think there was some pantry stocking, but I think it was as much about we had nothing to do. And you don't have to be rolling out of Spicoli's van in the parking lot of Ridgemont High to have spent more time indoors, not sure what to do, and therefore look for other sources of social lubrication. There was a pull forward, but I mean, this isn't to say that cannabis was certainly as a sector was one of those beneficiaries of COVID, but it's not like you're staring at Zoom or Peloton here. You're staring at an addressable market that's growing brick by brick in every state of this country. You're coming up with new consumers that are either truly recreational consumers or folks that are have wellness goals that are related to sleep and anxiety, and they really are taking it before they go to bed. And who knows what's going on in dreamland, but that's why they're taking it. You've got look, as a guy that although I for those that celebrate, by the way, it's I give up drinking for Lent every year. So as of today, and I actually, let's just say I give up everything for Lent, and it's a long first few days out of the chute here. So if you'd caught me a couple of days from now, I might be a little bit more irritable. But where I was going with that is the reason I drink Coors Light and I hate IPAs and I hate craft brews. Sorry everybody, but I think that stuff tastes like garbage. And I like Coors Light because it is boat water. But it's because I can have I can have 6 or 7 Coors Lights and feel unchanged. Obviously, part of the technology and part of the metabolizing and the ingestion dynamics and really just, again, the consistency technology that's going on in the world of cannabis is that you've got a lot of people that feel the same way and always felt, the reason I'm not smoking pot is because the last time I smoked a joint, in college or at a party, I was in a coma, and as in fetal, and just so high I didn't know how to handle it. I think there's a microdosing dynamic. I think there's a consistency dynamic, and I think there's a wellness dynamic that means the addressable market's going even higher than people know. There's obviously an acceptability dynamic. There's a social, depending on how old you are on this podcast today, you're going to a party, more people are consuming cannabis in some form than they are drinking a beer. So anyway, I don't think there's any debate about the market. So back to your question, Wolf. What's happened here? First of all, you're coming from unrealistic expectations and a couple events that I think the market got ahead of itself. You're coming to a place where ultimately this is still a very small marketplace, and I mean in terms of who can invest in it and the size of it. The liquidity is just not where it should be. The institutional investors that are the backstops, especially during periods where you see real extreme price location, and analysts at hedge funds that are looking at even maybe Russian stocks right now. I don't know if it's time, but the point is for institutional investors, and when there's real money that's focused on a particular sector, there's always a point at which it gets to be, oh my God, it's so cheap, I didn't think I'd see it here, and price does become a compelling dynamic. I'm not going to tell you cannabis is absurdly cheap here. If you look at GTI, who just reported this week, they are, first of all, they're the largest position in CNBC. So just to be clear, talking my book and think a lot of the company, and look, they are not going to grow in the first quarter in terms of their top line. They are, probably going to grow in 22 overall, about 10 to 15% at the most on the top line. And this is after having a couple 30 and 50 and 60% years. But, they're going to continue to be free cash flow positive, at least in a world where cannabis is still, from a federal tax and an IRS perspective, something that it's a very inefficient, and there's major profitability headwinds for companies that are not vertical, like a GTI, but it even weighs on them. But like, this is a company that trades at 5 times sales. Is that cheap? When I consider ultimately where the growth is going to be on a 3 to 5 year basis, yeah. And by the way, do I think we should be looking at a sales multiple? It's funny, we're talking about that with CrowdStrike, and we're talking about that with software companies. I think you should be looking at it with cannabis companies. I don't think that's letting them off the hook. Doesn't mean I don't want to see profitability, but right now, true profitability in cannabis is clouded by some of the federal restrictions. And companies like GTI are cash flow accretive, which are giving them a lot of firepower to possibly do deals and do M&A. So, taking them as an example, this week they reported the numbers, depending on who you ask, they might have missed by a hair. I think their top line was actually in line or slightly better. The EBITDA was a little bit lower. But I feel really good holding GTI in my ETF. And I go to sleep at night knowing that this is a company that's also got new markets coming online in places where they've made significant investments, Minnesota, Virginia, that they're going to be one of the beasts of the East. I mean, they're well positioned. They're well positioned in New Jersey. They're well positioned in New York. They're well positioned in Connecticut. And the East Coast is as someone that's also been pretty focused on the New York market and some of the things that are going on in the social equity elements of it. I think New York is not going to be as dysfunctional as people thought it was. There's been a lot of disappointment in New Jersey and how quickly New York's coming online. And I think that's also had something to do with where cannabis prices are. So to summarize, painful times for a lot of folks that have been investing in the space and thought this was the trade of a lifetime. No trade is that easy. But for people that are, and again, I think you will get your opportunities to trade this. I think you can trade big moves and some bounces here, and I think you can, still get your places to get back in. And I think that that's something that, by the way, we're not really doing that in the ETF. When I say that we're active, it means that I can buy market dislocations. I'm not necessarily trading in and out of stocks, although I'm in an inefficient market. I think being able to fade big moves and buy back in later, I can buy IPOs, I can own new deal flow. I think those things are really important when you consider that this market is re-rating and moving so quickly. So have to always be balanced. And if you've watched me on CNBC talk about cannabis, you probably, in some cases, you might not even know I have an ETF. And that's because I believe it's more about the thought leadership in the space. I believe it's more about, letting people understand what are the dynamics that are moving the space. And I think we're still so early, and that investors who are investing here are getting in before a wall of capital. And I've said that before. That's one of my favorite lines, because there's no denying that. And there is a technical element of re-rating that will come on that day of federal. But to be clear, I'm not investing right now, holding my breath for federal legalization. That's just not what I think the opportunity is for me by picking companies like GTI that who get stronger and whose moat gets deeper as they. Every day that the federal timeline is pushed out. Yeah,
it becomes a cavern, and people don't understand that. While especially if you're invested in the tier 1 companies, it almost makes it unsurvivable for the 3s and 4s and the smaller operators, because at the end of the day, like, the tier 1s don't need to raise money. They're they're going to get better interest rates on debt. The other companies won't. And, with a lot of these other companies that are smaller or single state operators, excluding a couple in let's say California, their whole model right now is to be acquired, right? Yep. And that's just not a winning strategy. And like you said, you're talking about 280E for everybody. I mean, the taxation is crazy. Think of it like you have a business and you're being taxed 80%, yep. Something like that, instead of at a 20% rate. And we've got 4% institutional ownership, and then custody by the primes, and that's it. And right around this time in March of last year is when you had I think it was Wasatch had to yep. force liquidation, yep. and they had huge positions, and then everybody just trying to stay away from it. And you've got a market that's very skittish, and they spike safe banking at the 1-inch line. So it's a long-term investment. No matter what.
It is, and look, folks, just do as much of your own work as you can, because the cannabis community can be a real echo chamber. There's a lot of people that like to hear themselves talk, and I think there are great companies to own. They're really exciting growth companies. They're well managed. The C-suites are getting more sophisticated. This is going to be sophisticated CPG. This is I think an industry that is. If you had asked me 3 years ago that cannabis would have passed, in the House, legalization 6 or 7 times, I don't even know at this point, but that where we'd be on a state-by-state map of adult markets and then the medical markets, and just where the conversation is in Washington, where the conversation is on clemency and expungement, on social injustice, and how the war on drugs has been an incredibly unjust treatment of minorities. And that the conversation was as loud as it was, and we were this far along, I actually wouldn't have believed it. So I know we haven't fully federally legalized, but the conversation's never been louder. And I do think there's going to be some significant developments in 2022. And there is a game of political football going on in DC on this. And yeah, I think the Dems have missed a huge opportunity. And yes, I do think that the Republicans may have a chance to steal the football. But I think either way, there are plenty of red states that understand how important this business is in their state. And this is not a partisan issue. This is an industry that 70% of the country really don't care or are very much in favor.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
all right.
Awesome.
Mike?
Yeah, no, so I just, Tim, and I just thank you so much, man, I didn't even realize, I just looked at the clock and realized that we've been on almost for an hour now. So I really appreciate you spending the time with us.
Well, if I hadn't to sick the dogs on the Roblox team in my house, we would have, we would have been a little faster. No, this is awesome. I love coming on. I love the community you guys have put together. I think it's a community that cares. And I think it's built on the right, level of transparency and I think what we try to do on Fast Money and what you're trying to do here, investing is, a lot of it is just jargon. So, not talking over people and education and anecdotes. And, I think that's really important. And I think that's how people learn. And markets are amazing. I mean, markets are so much fun. And I think that's, every day is why we get up and look at screens and have a good time. And they're not easy days always, but, good for what you guys are doing. Great to be on TTG. Go out and listen to some TTB, and listen to some Zeppelin. Don't be afraid to listen to some Zeppelin loud. And it's all good.
Yeah, man, that's exactly what we always say, that the markets are, it's the great equalizer. It's the way for people to try and bridge that gap between the 1%. But too often, too many people, they just arm themselves with $1,000, a Robinhood account, and a Reddit message board, and think they have a chance of going up against professionals that have the tools, the resources, the education that they do not have. And that's, we try at True Trading Group to create a platform that gives them access to those tools, also to that education. And I think it's the only way for those people to really be able to, to really live up to the success that everybody dreams of when they get involved in the market. So I appreciate you saying that.
Awesome, man. No, it's great. Well, look, guys, I hope to get on soon. So we'll see you back, and we'll revisit all these trades in a couple months. Sounds great.
Awesome. Tim, I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate you taking the time
all right.
and coming on here tonight. Always a pleasure, Tim. We'll talk again.
Thank your kids also.
Yeah. All right. All right, Jason. All right, Mike. See you guys. Take care.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Bye. Awesome, man. What a great stream. Man,
Yeah,
I didn't realize that that was already 7:30, and he spent so much time with us and went over so many different topics. Really appreciate getting someone of, Tim's caliber, his experience, his education, his professionalism, his expertise, and everything, just to be able to pick his brain on a bunch of different topics. Just awesome. Guys, listen, you're on the live stream. Don't go anywhere. We are not yet finished. I know you're thinking, how the hell could this live stream get any better than it is right now? It's going to get better. Well, we're going to say goodnight to Jason, so it gets better right there. I don't have to look at you.
It right there. 50 points. 50 BP, 50 basis points of better. Okay, I'm out. All right, no, guys, it was fun. Don't worry, I'm gonna work on getting Guy Adami, who we've never had on. I'll talk to Tim about it. I'll see you guys later, Mike.
That'd be fun, Jason. Always a pleasure, man. Appreciate it. Nice job today on that BP trade.
Oh, thanks.
70%, no biggie. Nice job. Congratulations, anyone else that caught that BP call option trade with Jason. About a 70% gain on those call options. Congratulations, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay right where you are, because we still have a lot of things that I would like to go over, with you all. What I'll do here real quick, folks, okay, is I want to see who is on the live stream right now that's not a member of True Trading Group. Okay, if you're not a member, maybe this is your first time on our live, do me a favor, type the number 1 in chat real quick. Type the number 1 in chat if you're not a member. Maybe this is your first live stream. All right, we got my boy Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Welcome. Yeah, guys, don't be shy. Just have that number one. Christopher. We got Fernando Calero. Michaela goes, you people just hit the jackpot. All right, guys. Very nice. All right, guys, listen up. Okay, so here's what we are going to here's what we are going to do. All right, Tommy, I mush. All right, very nice. All of you that are typing the number one in chat, listen up, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the TTG live stream. Guys, listen, do not go anywhere. Okay, do not go anywhere because we are not yet finished. We are not yet finished here with this live stream. In just a few moments, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to spend about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to tell you how you could join the TTG platform. There's discounts and incentives and things that we have available for you guys, some free gifts and everything. If you guys want to join the TTG platform, I'll explain to you how you can and what comes with it. Then once I'm finished with that about 15-minute little sales intermission, when I'm finished with that, we are going to go over how I plan on making money as early as tomorrow. I've got a couple of different trades that I'm currently open on. I'll tell you what those trades are, but also I'll tell you exactly what I think the markets are going to do tomorrow, and then how we can look to profit and how we can take advantage from that action. So we're going to do an update with Russia and Ukraine, and I'll tell you guys exactly what I think the market's going to do here tomorrow. So do not go anywhere. Let's go ahead right now, folks, real quick, and let's start and begin our quick little 15-minute sales intermission. All right, folks. So listen up, all of you that just typed the number one in chat right now. For those of you that all just did, that typed number one, if you're like most people that are on this live stream, there's a very good chance that you might have a full-time job, you have limited time, you have a family that demands any free time that you do have, and you definitely don't have maybe tens of thousands of dollars to get started trading with immediately. But the good news is that True Trading was built for you. Whether you have a full-time job, you've got limited time, you're only starting with a couple $100 maybe, you don't have maybe an understanding with a lot of the terms that Tim and I and Jason were discussing earlier. Maybe there's a lot of terms and a lot of definitions and concepts, and maybe you did not understand. Maybe you're brand new, you're starting fresh. Whatever excuses that you're making for yourself, you are wrong. And True Trading Group can and will help you to make money and become a better trader. And if you do not believe me, I will prove it to you right now. Guys, now I'm talking directly to members of True Trading Group. If you are a member of TTG, if you are making money and you are becoming a better trader, I want you to type the number one in chat right now. Go ahead, type the number one if you're making money and you are becoming a better trader. Now, anyone that's not a member, my advice to you is to just pay attention to how many people type the number one on the screen right now in just a moment. All of these people that are typing the number one in chat are members of True Trading Group that are very simple, making money. Okay. There is no difference between these people and you. They have full-time jobs. They've got limited time. Most did not start with tens of thousands of dollars. And some had very little money to begin trading with after they joined the TTG family, but have since made that money back 3 times, 5 times, even 10 times or more. They didn't get there by luck. They didn't get there by gambling. They didn't get there overnight. They got there by putting in an effort around their own schedule on their terms, and they were given the education, the tools, resources that they needed to succeed through the TTG platform. What I'd like to do right now is explain to you what is included when you join True Trading, because we are a platform. It is not a chat room. It's not just a chat room with trade alerts. There is so much more that is available to you at True Trading Group. So allow me to explain what's included. Okay. We are the Netflix of trading communities because you pay one price, get the access to everything that we have. There's no upsells for different courses, tools, and resources. As a member of True Trading Group, guys, the code word for tonight, real quick before I get into this is for members only. If you're a member of True Trading Group, if you're not a member, don't worry about it. We do giveaways with members. We do a lot of fun giveaways. We give away cash. We give away electronics. If you're not a member, don't worry about this code word. Guys, the code word for tonight is Ukraine. Okay, the code word for tonight is Ukraine. All right, that's the code word for tonight, Ukraine. All right, so guys, what is included with your membership? Of course, you're going to get our chat room. Now, our chat room is where myself, 8 other professional traders, not just me, share our screen with you during the day. We're live with the microphone talking to you like I talk to you now. We tell you what we're doing, what we're buying, what we're selling before we actually do it. Provide market commentary. We're in chat from pre-market till after hours with you the entire day. And collectively as a group, myself plus 8 other professional traders, collectively we sport about an 80% win rate. We are fully transparent. There's a trading journal on our website. It tracks every buy and sell that our moderators make. You can go check them out, see for yourself. How would you be doing if you were following along with all of our trades? Then, even if you do not follow one single trade from the TTG mods, the value you get on the TTG platform is tremendous. When you join TTG, you're also going to get 2 small private study groups so that you can get individualized attention from one of our pro traders to ask questions, go over lessons and topics you're struggling with so that we can speed up your learning curve. You also get Benzinga Pro's real-time newsfeed. Live breaking up to the second news alerts right inside of our chat room without delay. No more relying on delayed news feeds like a Yahoo Finance. Traders that get the news first win. This is something that if you wanted this news feed and you went to Benzinga on your own, they're going to charge you $1,400 a year. You get access to this news feed included with your TTG membership. You also get TradingView's premium charting software. That's one of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders. Yours free. Trade Idea Scanner, the industry standard scanner. This Trade Idea Scanner is an AI software. It streams live all day on the TTG platform. It will alert you to stocks making new highs, new lows, stocks that have a surge in volume. This way, we always make sure you are focused on the best stocks during the day for you to trade, the ones that give you the best chance of profit. You're also going to get a simulator. Folks, if you're new, use the simulator, please. It's there for you for the entire length of your membership. It's free. It lets you trade stocks and options with fake money, but also with real-time data. This way, you can practice implementing what you learn in all of our courses before you start risking your hard-earned cash. We have our own proprietary scanner at TTG. It's similar to FinViz, but you can also scan for crypto for my crypto enthusiasts out there. We also have dark pool data, unusual options activity, stuff used to only be available to professionals. Now to the fingertips of my TTG family. This is how we level the playing field and empower the retail trader by giving you access to the same resources, tools, and education that professional traders use. That's how we ensure that you guys have the best chance of success. You're also going to get a trading performance journal. This thing will track all of your trading and actually give you statistics and data so we can see what you're doing wrong so we know what to fix. You have a social sentiment scanner as well. Our social sentiment scanner scours through Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter and tells you which ticker symbols are being mentioned the most on those platforms. That way, you can stay ahead of the crowd. You're always going to get our watch list and game plan. Every day, the moderators at True Trading Group show you the watch list, the stocks that we are focusing on, and how we intend on trading them. Then, of course, you have all of our courses. Now, the courses are a simplified yet expanded upon version of what I learned when I worked at a fund in New York. There's beginner and foundation courses, there's advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it. We've got it in text and video format, whichever is easier for you guys to learn. There are no VIP pro courses that cost you more money after you join us. Every single course is included with your annual membership. Then on top of the courses, there's a video library that has over 200 hours of additional educational video content. These are workshops and webinars that we conduct with our members, like how to trade a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to trade during a stock market crash, and how to build wealth in your long-term portfolio. Just a workshop that I just did just the other day. All right, so
yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up?
BC CEO says sweet infomercial, and he was hidden. I'm actually going to unhide him, and I want to say thank you. Honestly, I seldom get compliments on this infomercial, and it feels really good to be acknowledged every once in a while. You know what I mean, Mike?
Yeah.
So you don't look amused, but whatever.
I mean, I don't, BC CEO, cool. Don't listen.
I'm not sensitive. I'm being serious. So.
Okay. So continuing on, folks, on top of the video library, you will also get access to anything new that we add to the platform. Okay. Anything new we add to the platform, any new tools, any new resources that we add to the TTG platform, you get included. We don't charge you more when we add new features, tools, resources, or anything like that. So listen carefully. How can you become part of the TTG platform and the TTG family? The membership at True Trading Group for the year is $2,212. This is a hell of a deal because not only do you get all the courses, workshops, chats, all of our alerts, you also get over $4,000 worth of premium tools from Benzinga, TradingView, Quote Media, CBOE, Polygon, Trade Ideas, ETNA, and more. We are committed to making sure that TTG remains within reach for everyone that wants it. Because of this, this is how we have structured our membership. Okay, I want to make sure that anyone that wants access to this information and these tools and resources, that it's affordable for those that want it. So tonight, you can join True Trading Group for just $1,212 down, and then pay nothing again for 6 months. In 6 months, you'll owe us the other $1,000. But let me be crystal clear. By putting down $1,212 tonight, you get immediate, full, complete, total access to the TTG annual membership and platform. And then 6 months from now, you pay the other $1,000. The price to renew your membership will be $2,212. It might sound like a lot. Think again, it comes out to $6 a day. When you become a trader or an investor, you are the ultimate entrepreneur. You tell me one real business where you've invested for tools, education, resources, community, for less than $5,000, hell, even $10,000 a year. You can't, because it doesn't exist. You are the ultimate entrepreneur, and for $6 a day, you have a chance to grow your empire and your legacy with True Trading Group. As a special way to say thank you for the next 12 people that sign up right now before midnight tonight, you will receive a brand new free laptop. Also, 2 small private study group sessions to help you get that individual attention to give you the best chance to learn, trade, and profit. To sign up, you just go to ttgoffer.com. There is no coupon code required. Go to ttgoffer.com, enter info at checkout, and you are good to go. Again, the price is $1,212, and then 6 months from now, $1,000. It's $6 per day. By the way, if all this wasn't enough, we also put our money where our mouth is. The annual membership to TTG is $2,212. But like I said, you guys get started with unlimited complete total access for the $1,212. Then 6 months, you'll owe us the other $1,000. If you complete all of our courses, all right, and quizzes, and by the way, you get the answer key to the quizzes. So don't think like, oh, that's the catch. You get the answer key to the quizzes, but don't cheat, because if you cheat, you're honestly only cheating yourself. We need to know what you know and what you don't know. Okay. As long as you complete our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one of our small private study groups. If at the end of your year membership, you have not made back the $2,212, not even once, we will refund you double your money back. You'll pay $2,212. I will give you back $4,424. I am not kidding. Everything I'm saying to you is on our website. It is right there for you to read. That is how much I believe in our ability to help you become successful. There's not a single other group, service, or program out there that would be willing to give you, never mind, okay, a double your money back guarantee. Some places won't give you a money back guarantee. Or if they do, you have like 30 or 60 days to do it. I'm telling you, after an entire year, you're getting the entire membership. If you do not make the $2,212 back at least once, I'll give you $4,424 back. I put my money where my mouth is, folks. I have no problem doing that. We've only had to refund 1.73% of our member base since 2017. Hear that again. We have refunded 1.73% of our member base since 2017. Oh, wait. At True Trading Group, like I told you before, I want to make sure that the tools, the resources, and the education that are needed for you to become successful. A Robinhood account and a Reddit message board is not enough. You need these tools, resources, education to be successful. That's why professionals are successful and most retail traders are not, because they have no education, they have no tools, they have no resources. It's like stepping into a boxing ring with no boxing gloves, one hand tied behind your back, and blindfolded. Good luck. So here's what we do at True Trading Group. I want everyone to feel that this is within reach financially. So everyone that wants it, I want you to feel comfortable making this investment in yourself. So here's what we do. I'm giving you a choice. If after the first 6 months, right, you pay $12.12 today, right now. If after 6 months, you do not make the $12.12 back, you can opt to forfeit the double your money back guarantee and not pay the $1,000 balance. But we will still give you complete, full access for the remainder of the year. Let me say that again. If after the first 6 months, you do not make back the $12.12, you can say, I don't want to pay you the extra $1,000, and I will say, fine. But you're forfeiting the double your money back guarantee, but I will still give you complete access to the TTG platform for the remainder of the year. Okay? Now, at the 6 month mark, if you do decide, okay, you know what? Nope, I want that double your money back guarantee. You pay us $1,000 at 6 months. And then after your year membership, if you have still not made back the $22.12, then I will give you the $4,424 in return. And guess what? You get to keep that free laptop either way. You'll know you're going to get one of those laptops if you see it in your checkout cart. You know you're good. If you do not see a laptop in your checkout cart, that means we have sold out. Let me be crystal clear about this. I want to make sure everybody understands. The membership is $22.12 for the year. You pay $12.12 tonight. You owe us $1,000 in 6 months. If you don't make the $22.12 back, I give you $4,424 at the end of the year. You have a choice. If after the first 6 months you have still not made the $12.12, because you're going to pay $12.12 tonight, 6 months from now, if you still not made the $12.12, you can decide, I don't want to pay you the extra $1,000. And I'll say, you know what? Fine. Fair enough. I'll still give you access to the entire platform for a full year, but you're forfeiting your double your money back guarantee. If you go forward with the $1,000 in 6 months from now and you still don't make the $22.12 at the end of the year, you get $4,424 back. The choice is yours. I want to give you flexibility. I don't want the price tag to be the reason why any one of you pass on investing in yourself to get an education that can help you become more financially stable and secure and reach financial goals than you ever thought were possible. And that is what we do here inside of True Trading Group. A $12.12 initial investment in yourself can literally mean the difference between your success or your failure. Do not let $6 a day be the reason that you fail. You have zero risk here. I'm trying to take that risk away from you. You get a free laptop, individual attention, no upsells for courses or tools, and then that double your money back guarantee. Now, guys, if you are a member of True Trading Group, if you're a member of TTG, what do you think a membership is worth? I'd like to know. If you are a member, what do you think a membership is worth? Sound off in chat right now. Anyone that's not a member, I'd watch and pay attention to what people say right now in chat. These are members. The best way for you to get a feel for something is to listen to your peers. Don't listen to me. What does it mean coming from me? Honestly, I can sit up here and say, hey, TTG is the best. How do you know that? What am I going to say? Am I going to come up here and say TTG sucks? Of course not. So I understand it doesn't mean much coming from me. So pay attention to what members are saying. Priceless, 10K. Lakeisha, how are you? 9K, says Janelle. Lena says priceless. Ty says 8K. Bayside Warrior says 10K. Fruit Chimpo says I'd pay my left kidney. Priceless. I'd give up my firstborn. Colin E says it's worth $10,000 a year, and I'm not exaggerating. SNS says $6,000. Lewis Cruz says it's worth way over $3,000. JX says $5,000. $5,000 minimum, says Kumar. Bruce Sear says it's true, it's priceless. Papa Grin says $5K. Andrew Knutson says $10K or priceless if you can become consistently profitable. Danny Noonan says it is life-changing. TX Chick says $1,000 a day. That's wild. All right, that's wild. All right, 15 grand easily. More than 10K says Debs. Skippy Jr. says, I have no issues paying $10,000 for this platform. There it is, folks. Read what members are saying. Chris Bottas, my boy, says, I wouldn't sell my membership for nothing. Okay, there you have it. Okay, so read those comments that are coming through in chat right now. And I have a special announcement to make. I surprised you, didn't I? You guys didn't know I had a special announcement coming tonight, but I do. On Monday, we did a workshop. I did a workshop. You know, a couple thousand of our TTG fam were with me for this workshop. It was how to trade during a stock market crash, but how to build wealth in your long-term portfolio. It was absolutely incredible. If you attended my workshop, guys, if you attended that workshop on Monday, sound off in chat. Tell me what you thought about it. If you enjoyed it, if you feel like it was helpful, I'd love to get your thoughts on that workshop. It was totally free for members. Okay, as our workshops are, we do these workshops all the time. But my special announcement here tonight, folks, I've got a brand new workshop in store for all of you. Guys, it is official on March 28th. Write it down on your calendar. It is a Monday, March 28th. I will be holding another live workshop for my entire TTG family titled The Psychology of Trading, Building Confidence and Overcoming Emotion to Achieve Profitability. That is March 28th. The Psychology of Trading, Building Confidence and Overcoming Emotion to Achieve Profitability. Okay, this is open to all existing members, but we will limit this workshop to new signups. Okay, if you are a new member, we are going to limit the amount of spots available. Yes, you will have to register. Members, you will have to register for this event. It will be on your member dashboard. It is open right now. You can all go to your member dashboard under event registration. You can register for that event now. This will be on March 28th. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. All right. Again, folks, if you want to join the TTG family, you go to ttgoffer.com right now. If you are still unsure about our membership, do yourself a favor, spend $3, the best $3 you ever spent in your entire life, and join our 1-week trial. You can join our 1-week trial, guys, for just $3. We charge $3 to make sure that you are a real person. You will have access to the TTG platform and our chat room for an entire week for just $3 measly. You've all spent $3 on something way stupid, way more stupid. Okay, this will be $3 that could literally potentially change your life. There are hundreds of members on this live stream right now that became a member of True Trading Group just after joining our trial for even a single day. I'm actually curious to know, if you are a member of True Trading Group and you joined through a trial, how many days did it take until you decided to become a full-time member during your trial? Did you join in a couple hours? Did you join in 1 day, in 2 days, in 3 days? Because your trial is 7 days long. If you are a member of True Trading Group, I would love to know, how long did it take for you to join after trying out our 1-week trial? Did you go the whole week, or did you know instantly right away that this was the place that you want to be? Sliplin says it took me 2 days. David Nett, 2 days. Skippy Jr., 2 days. Danny Noonan says, I signed up in 3 hours. Imdar signed up in a few hours. Okay. It took David Hayes 10 minutes. John and Steven Staten signed up in 4 hours. Golf Ball Whisperer, you and I need to talk. I'm trying to break 80 this year. It took 3 days for Golf Ball Whisperer. Tuan Lai, 1 day. Matt Barkley, the 2nd day. It took Lev G 1 month to become a lifetime member. After 1 month, already knew I want to become a lifetime member here. 2nd day for Lewis, 1 day for Ray, 4 days for Chuck, 4 p.m. that same day for Fernando, 2 days for JE, 4 days for Billy. Boom, boom, Glenn, 2 days. Guys, just read what members are saying. I'm not asking them these questions just for shits and giggles. I want you to get a feel for what members have to say. We are now already up to almost 200 signups for the workshop. Wow. We are almost already at 200 signups for the workshop. Again, folks, write it down on your calendar. March 28th, Trader Psychology, Controlling Emotions and Building Confidence to Achieve Profitability. You guys, that is going to be a workshop I'm going to host live. It's free for members. You guys just have to go and register for that event. All right. There you have it, folks. All right. So that's it, gang. All right. So you just go to ttgoffer.com. Let me be clear again. You'll pay $12.12 tonight. The first 12 people get a free laptop. You'll owe us $1,000 in 6 months. And if you do not make the full $22.12 back at least once after going through the courses, passing the quizzes, and attending one study group, I'm going to give you double your money back when you're at the end of your membership, $4,424. Okay. If after the 6 month mark, you have still not made the $12.12 back, you have a choice. You can choose to not pay the $1,000 after 6 months. You're going to forfeit the double your money back guarantee, but I will still give you complete, full, unrestricted access to the platform for the entire year. Okay. That choice is yours to make when your 6 month mark comes up. I don't want people to feel trapped. I don't want people to feel hesitant. I want you to have access to the tools, the resources, and education that you need to become successful. If you want this bad enough, the TTG family and platform will be there to walk you through it every single step of the way and support you, because that is what family does, and family is what TTG is. Again, folks, go to ttgoffer.com. If you want to join us for our trial, you can go to ttgthree.com. All right, folks. All right. What a live stream so far today. We're still not done. What a stream. I can't believe it's 8 o'clock already. What a stream. All right, guys. Let's talk about the overall markets now. And let me pull up my charts and let's go over this. All right. Let's break it down. Okay, guys. So something happened today that I want to go over with you guys. You know, Jerome Powell gave a testimony today in front of Congress, in front of the Finance Committee on Capitol Hill. He's doing it again tomorrow. Today was the House. Tomorrow is going to be the Senate. But Jerome Powell did something today that was extremely uncharacteristic of a Fed chair. I've never seen it done. No one that I have spoken to that's been doing this even longer than I have, and I'm pushing 17 years. People that have been doing this a lot longer than I have never seen something like this before. What happened today either. And that was Jerome Powell 2 weeks before the Fed meeting. He came right out and said, we're going to raise 25 basis points at the March meeting. That shocked the hell out of me, shocked the hell out of the market in general, because as soon as he said that, the market popped 3 to 4 points instantly as algorithms just were triggered and they just shot higher. I was actually in put options at the time that he said that, so I had to exit my put options at that moment. Took a loss on that trade that moment when he said that. I was completely surprised when he said that. But then you have to start to think about, what does this mean now going forward? Because the markets don't like uncertainty. Okay, the markets don't like uncertainty. And two of your biggest uncertainties, okay, Quentin, everybody welcome Quentin, newest member of the TTG family. Welcome, Quentin. There is just 11 laptops left now. Everybody welcome Quentin. Quentin, welcome to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Quentin. 11 laptops left. Guys, remember, go to ttgoffer.com. 11 laptops remain. All right. 11 laptops remain. All right. So the markets don't like unknowns. The market is a discount mechanism. It discounts 6 months into the future. Okay. So the markets will try to price out based on 6 months into the future. That's why the markets hate unknowns. When the markets have unknowns, the market has a hard time pricing the 6 months because the market does not know what that 6 month window looks like if you have factors that are question marks. Now, a major question mark was given more clarity today, and that was the Fed's path for rate hikes. Jerome Powell very specifically said today that we're getting 25 basis points at the March meeting, which really makes the March meeting just a formality. At this point, there's going to be no surprise at the March meeting. The whole world now knows that we're going to be getting 25 basis point hikes. Everybody welcome Christopher. Christopher is the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome Christopher. Welcome, Christopher. There's just 10 of those laptops left now, folks. Okay, there are 10 of those laptops left. So you guys can go to ttgoffer.com right now. Okay, and you guys, the next 10 people will get a free laptop. As long as you see a laptop in your checkout cart, that means you are getting a free laptop. 10 of them left. All right, welcome, Christopher. All right, and don't forget, Christopher and Quentin and anybody else, you will also be able to join me on March 28th for my new workshop, okay? The Psychology of Trading, Building Confidence and Controlling Emotions to Achieve Profitability. That is what we're going to be covering on March 28th. You will all be able to attend as new members, but those spots are limited. Okay, those spots will be limited. ttgoffer.com. Join us now. All right. So some clarity today, right? Some clarity today. It seems as though the Fed is going to be more dovish than people had expected. The market sold off in January because everyone thought the Fed was going to be a lot more hawkish than they thought. They were going to be more aggressive with rate hikes than the markets wanted. The market sold off in January. Then the market sold off in February because of Russia and Ukraine and the uncertainties surrounding growth slowdown in the face of inflation and the rising oil prices fueling inflation. And the market sold off in February because of that. Now, welcome income March. So far in March, the markets have not sold off. It's only been 2 days. Let's not get overly excited. It's been 2 days. You have a long way to go. You have a Fed meeting in March 16th. All right. Now, I actually believe that since the market was given some clarity today, there's a possibility now that the markets can trade a little bit higher from here. Now, do I think that the markets are going to just rip back up to here? I don't believe we're going to go all the way back up to here. But I do believe that the markets could go back to here. And this is the 200-day moving average. And this is also a key level. This is also a key level of resistance that you guys can see right here. You'll notice that you had previous resistance here. You had a support level here, and then you had resistance here. And now you have this yellow line, which is the 200-day moving average. Everybody welcome Andrew. Andrew. Welcome, Andrew. Welcome the newest member of the TTG family. Everybody welcome Andrew. Folks, remember, claim that laptop. There's just 9 left. Go to ttgoffer.com. ttgoffer.com. You'll be able to join me for that workshop too, folks. Don't forget that. All right. So what I'm paying attention to now, we're not going to really get anything from the Fed now, right? Like the worry about the Fed and what the Fed's going to do on March 16th, that question mark is now taken out of the equation. So now the markets can just fixate on Russia, Ukraine. Now, I'm a little hopeful here because there was some whispers and talk today about Russia and Ukraine having a second round of possible ceasefire talks. And the Russian foreign minister today gave a statement saying that Moscow is ready to listen to President Zelensky's security guarantees. Hey, Mike, what are you charting on? I always see you making support and resistance lines, and I can't do that on Robinhood. That is because Robinhood is terrible. Robinhood is terrible, money trades. So what I'm on right now, this is TradingView, money trades. This charting software, guess what, brother? It is free with your membership to True Trading Group. This entire platform is free with your membership to True Trading Group. Okay? This is TradingView Premium. All right? That is what this is, TradingView Premium. Okay? You can, draw a bunch of lines. You can say, hey, my name is Mike. Right? You can do whatever you want. We can draw a bunch of hearts. We can make dollar signs because all we do is just continue to make money in True Trading Group. We can do smiley faces. We can do sad faces when I tell people that I shorted a meme stock. But
can you draw a rocket ship and two bottom boosters?
Can you draw a unicorn?
Can you draw a sunset? Can you draw a rainbow?
You guys are asking for a lot right now.
What else can you draw?
Wait, I'll give you a rainbow. I can give you a rainbow. I can do rainbow. You want rainbow?
Minute, there's no politics in True Trading Group. Sit down or you're muted.
Rainbow. Fibonacci levels.
Rainbow.
Raise your rainbow, man.
What does politics mean?
Raise your rainbow.
Everyone, I want to hear from them. What do politics mean?
It doesn't mean anything. None of you answer. You're getting muted.
Nobody answered that question. Minute, politics is it's a curse word. Politics is a curse word. Don't ever say it. Don't ever talk about it. It's politics and boys. Don't ever talk about it, Minna. Ever.
Hey, everyone.
Everybody say hi to Minna.
If you're new.
Oh, man. All right, folks. So there's that. All right. So, yes. So money trades, answer your question, brother. This is TradingView Premium. It's free with your membership. Okay. It's free for your membership. And guys, listen, if anybody has questions about the membership or maybe you're having a hard time signing up, you can send a text message right now to 201-775-9702. Well, that phone number is right there at the bottom of your screen. 201-775-9702, right there at the bottom of your screen. If you have questions, don't call that number. It's a text-only number. So text it. Text that phone number if you have questions about the membership. Or if you're having a hard time signing up, whatever, your credit card's not working, whatever it is. You guys can send a text message to that number, okay? All right. So, all right, so let's get back to the charts, okay? Because that's what I'm thinking right now, okay? I'm thinking that if we get any indication, that Russia-Ukraine could be moving towards de-escalation and a diplomatic resolution, I think the markets could move up to this area, which will be an area of resistance once you get up there and you have the 200-day moving average. And then I would expect resistance up there. And then that'll be just in time for the Fed meeting. Right? You'll be just in time for the Fed meeting. Okay. Yeah, someone's asking me, I see Tejas Ted's asking about earnings. Like, do earnings matter yet versus the macro? Earnings do matter. Okay. But it's the guidance that matters more, because everybody knows that last quarter that we were still in the middle of a very strong growth phase coming out of COVID. Now people are starting to worry that inflation has gotten so high that it's going to start to slow down consumer spending and therefore slow down growth. And Americans' money can buy less stuff right now. $100 at the grocery store could have got you a lot more stuff a year ago than it will today. And that is why people are concerned that inflation has gotten so high that it might slow down growth. So it's not necessarily earnings from prior quarters that are as important as earnings for next quarter and full year guidance 2022 full year guidance is very, very, very important. Everybody welcome Joseph. Joseph is a trial member. Everybody welcome Joseph. Joseph just joined our trial membership. Everybody welcome Joseph to the trial membership that is TTG. Remember, folks, if you want to join our trial, you can go to ttgthree.com. Adam, it looks like we got a text message from Ryan Mack. Adam, Ryan Mack is sending a text message to that phone number. I guess Ryan Mack has a question about the membership. Guys, again, if you have questions about the membership, just text 201-775-9702. Ryan Mack, Adam is going to personally answer that text message right now for you. All right. So, guys, that's where I'm at right now with everything. I, for one, am still not convinced that this is the low of the year. You had Tom Lee on CNBC today. Tom Lee is someone whose opinion I value very, very, very much, and I respect the hell out of this guy. Guy's a genius, head of research for Fundstrat. And, you know, he thinks that the bottom is in for 2022. And I think that that's still yet to be seen. And it sounds like Tim Seymour, if you're just joining us now, we had Tim Seymour on the live stream earlier. Just go back and rewind it. And we had an hour interview with Tim Seymour. It was fantastic. CNBC Fast Money host or contributor. Tim Seymour was just awesome. Awesome. So I definitely recommend, if you guys are just joining us, if you missed that, definitely go back and make sure you check that out when we're finished here with this live stream. Okay. But I think it's too early to make that call because we don't know what effect rate hikes are going to have on inflation. And I'm kind of caught I'm kind of caught in between right now because I think the Fed is going to be more dovish than the market thinks, which is bullish for the market. But then if the Fed raises rates too slowly, it's not going to have a big enough impact on inflation. And if inflation continues to rise too fast, you really have a growth slowdown, and the markets are not going to like a growth slowdown. And then GDP numbers pull back, earnings pull back, and then therefore markets go down. So the market could be in this weird little seesaw type of environment throughout the rest of the year, which is, oh, the Fed's not being that aggressive, let's move higher. And then all of a sudden, wait, I wish the Fed was more aggressive because inflation is not under control yet. And then growth is slowing down, and then the market starts to trade back to the downside. So I still expect a lot of volatility this year. It's the greatest time for you guys to get educated and to be active traders in this type of environment, because this volatility provides active traders like us with ridiculous opportunities to make money in the markets on a day-to-day basis, whether you're day trading or swing trading, whether you trade stocks or options. The size of the moves that you are getting in individual stocks and in the overall indexes themselves, like the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, the Russell, these indexes are making huge moves. Okay, huge moves. And there's never been a better time for you to get educated, to take advantage of this opportunity. And then also, like I said, when stocks go down, guys, you want to start working on that long-term portfolio. And that's something that we've been just lighting up the board at True Trading Group. Congrats, my TTG fam that's in those oil stocks with me. These things are absolutely on fire. Okay, so these are my thoughts, folks. That's kind of where I'm at with regards to the overall market. So I'm listening for Russia-Ukraine headlines. If there's any indication that there was another round of talks between Russia and Ukraine and progress was made, if progress was made, and this is a big if, this has not happened yet, but this is a big if that happens, I think you can see the SPY at 444, within the next day or two. Okay, but you keep your eyes and ears open. Use your Benzinga newsfeed. The Benzinga newsfeed that's in True Trading Group will give you breaking up to the second news alerts. Okay, Andres, welcome to the trial. Everybody welcome Andres. Welcome. Newest member of our TTG trial, ttgthree.com. If you want to join our 1 week trial, it's only $3, guys. There's no reoccurring payment. There's no automatic upgrade. It's just $3. That's it. Okay. So that's it, folks.
Yo, Minna, you got $3?
Yeah, I actually do.
Is $3 a lot of money? That's right, but
That's right.
No!
I know it's not.
With the live stream over, welcome Andrew Rutledge.
Oh,
That's
Jesus!
the name I know.
That's awesome. Oh, we love Minna. We love Minna. So there you have it, folks. Okay. There is kind of my stance on the overall market. So, I'm looking for the market to be comfortable with the Fed's path. And now we can focus on Russia, Ukraine. And then we'll see if there's any type of resolution there. The sooner this problem gets solved, the less of an impact it's going to have on oil prices, inflation, financial impact in markets with the banking sanctions, and the less likelihood that you have of continuing further conflict and continuing uncertainty in the market. Like I said before, the markets don't like uncertainty. So it really is going to be based on Russia, Ukraine. I think if we get some progress, I think we can go up and touch that 200-day moving average. We'll have to see. Okay, we'll still have to see. I made some money on EPAM today. EPAM was able to make a good chunk of change on EPAM today. EPAM is a stock that's gone absolutely clobbered. This company is like one of the largest employer for IT in Ukraine. And with the Russia invasion, they actually suspended guidance. They don't know what's going to happen with this Russia-Ukraine invasion. So I actually made some money long EPAM today as the stock was actually up 16% today. And this is just kind of, I already took profit off on this trade twice. So I have a small, piece of the position left. But if there is any progress with discussions between Russia and Ukraine, you could see EPAM trade higher. Okay, you could see EPAM trade higher. And then also CYRN, a cybersecurity name. This is one that I'm treating as an active trade, not something that is in my long-term portfolio. I have no intentions on putting this in my long-term portfolio. The long-term portfolio stocks that I have for cybersecurity are Palo Alto, PANW, Fortinet, FTNT, CrowdStrike, CRWD. I like those companies in the long-term portfolio. This is just an active trade. It's got a smaller float. It's got a social media following. It's a recent reverse split. I think a lot of people shorted this stock last week. I think a lot of people shorted this stock on Thursday, Friday, and then now I think that you have the potential of a short squeeze if the stock can get through. Oops, I just accidentally X'd out of my charts, guys. So I'll pull up, I have another backup charts actually right in front of me. I got my TCG, I got TC2000 that's actually up right here. So I actually just exit out of those charts. But this is what I'm kind of looking for. If we can get over this level, right? We tried to get over it today. We were unable to do so. We pulled it back. I already took profits off on this trade. My stop loss on this trade is moved up now right around to here. And I'm just looking to see if we can get over this level. I think you can see a little bit of a short squeeze here. Okay. I think you get a little bit of a short squeeze there, but we'll have to wait and see. This is a cybersecurity name. Really, this stock will get a pop if there's news of a cyber attack. If there's news of a Russia cyber attack on a European country, government, company, U.S. country, U.S. government, then I think that this stock can really see a bit of a pop. And I think you can see CYRW go up to like $9 if there is news of a cyber attack. So we'll keep an eye on those trades, folks. We'll see how they unfold over the next couple of days. Already took profit off on both trades, though. Already took profits off on both trades. So we'll look to see what happens going forward. So that concludes that part of the live stream there, folks. What I'd like to do here now is actually show you the platform itself. Okay, so for those of you that are interested, I'll show you what you actually get with your membership. So remember, guys, to join True Trading Group, you can just go to ttgoffer.com. Offer.com. There are 9 laptops left. The next 9 people will get themselves a brand new free laptop. Folks, of course, you're getting our chat room. Our chat room, the mods and I share our screen with you during the day. We are live on the microphone. We are calling out our trades in advance of making them. We are there with you from pre-market until after hours. You're going to get all of our trade alerts. We have a collective win rate of about 80%. We're fully transparent. We keep a journal on our site, tracks every buy and sell our mods make, so you can follow along and see how you'd be doing if you were following our trade alerts You're going to get 2 small private study groups as well. Your chance to get individual attention from one of our pros. Benzinga Pro newsfeed, live, breaking up to the second news alerts right in chat. The speed of which you get your news matters. Traders who get the news first win. No more relying on delayed news feeds. TradingView's premium charting software, free. One of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders. It's included with your membership. Then you have the Trade Ideas Scanner. This is the industry standard. Okay, this streams live on the TTG platform all day long. It will make sure you are always focused on the hottest stocks that are making new highs, new lows, or have a surge in volume. You have our simulator. Our simulator will let you trade stocks and options with fake money, but with real-time data, so you can practice implementing what you are learning in the courses before you risk your hard-earned cash. Our own proprietary scanner that is similar to FinViz Elite, but also lets you scan for crypto. We also have dark pool data and unusual options activity, stuff that used to only be available to hedge funds and professionals. Now it's at the fingertips of my TTG family. This is what I mean by we are a platform. We give you access to the tools, resources, and education that professional traders use to be successful. This way, you have the tools, resources, and education needed to be successful. Our full trading performance journal will actually track your trading, give you statistics and data so you can figure out what you're doing wrong so we know what to improve on. A social sentiment scanner will go through Reddit, stock tweets, and Twitter and tell you which stocks are being mentioned the most so you can stay ahead of the crowd. Our profile tool will give you unlimited analyst ratings and insider buying and selling information for any stock that you are interested in. Then you get our watch list and game plan. Every day you'll know what stocks the mods have their eyes on and how they plan on trading them. Then you get our courses, a simplified yet expanded upon version of the education and curriculum that I received when I worked at a fund in New York. Beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, how to trade during a market crash, you name it, we've got it. All in text and video format, whichever is easy for you to learn. There are no upsells for tools and courses, okay? All of the courses, all the tools and resources are included with your annual membership. Then you have a video library. Video library has over 200 hours of additional educational video content. These are workshops and webinars that we have conducted live with our members, covering a variety of topics like how to grow a small account, how to trade while working a full-time job, how to resist FOMO, right? Guys, don't forget, March 28th, I'll be hosting a new workshop, The Psychology of Trading, Controlling Emotions and Building the Confidence Needed to Achieve Profitability. We're going to go over that on March 28th. Members, it is free for you. Just go to your member dashboard under event registration. You will be able to register for the event. And anything we add to the platform going forward, any new course, any new tool, any new workshop, it's included free with your membership. We do not ask you for more money. So remember, the membership to True Trading Group is $2,212. You can get started right here now tonight for just $1,212 and get complete, full, total access to the TTG platform. And then in 6 months from now, you will owe us another $1,000. I put my money where my mouth is. As long as you go through our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one study group. If you have still not made the $2,212 by the end of your membership, if you've not made that back at least once, I will give you double. I'll give you back $4,424. I kid you not. It's right there on our website for you to see. That's how confident I am in our ability to help you become successful. And your success is measurable through your P&L. And that, folks, is how I put my money where my mouth is. $2,212 might sound like a lot of money. It's not. It's $6 a day. But again, let me be clear. I want to make sure that this is within reach financially for anybody that wants access to it. I don't want you to think that you can't afford this investment in yourself. So here's what we're doing at True Trading Group. This is an option that you have. I'm giving you a choice. If after 6 months, you have not made back the $1,212, that's what it will cost to join tonight. If you've not made that back yet, you can opt to forfeit the double your money back guarantee and not pay the $1,000 balance. but I will still give you access, complete, full, unrestricted access to the TTG platform and our chat room and our trade alerts and our courses and our workshops and our tools and our resources for the entire year. I told you results matter. And if you are not having success, you do not have to pay that $1,000 in 6 months, but you're going to forfeit the double your money back guarantee. If after the 6 months you do pay the $1,000, then at the end of your year membership, if you have not made back the $2,212, I will give you back $4,424. The choice is yours. I want you to have options. I want you to feel like you are in control of the situation. I don't want you to feel stuck. I don't want you to feel trapped. I want you to feel comfortable knowing that you are investing in an education and in a platform that can help you become successful. And if it doesn't work for you, I don't want you to feel stuck. Nobody else is going to do this stuff for you guys because nobody else is actually as confident in their ability to help you become successful as we are. 77%. 77%. That is our retention rate at True Trading Group. 77% of our members either renew their membership or have upgraded to become a lifetime member of TTG. Now, the lifetime membership is being phased out. We have set aside a finite amount of spots for the lifetime membership that will be phased out and will not be offered anymore once those final spots are filled. But 77% of our members have either renewed or upgraded to become a lifetime member of TTG. And that's because our members get results. Okay. Yes. So Money Trade says, Mike, speaking of full total access, what does that mean with level 2 data? Yes. You also get level 2 data with True Trading Group. We have Quote Media's full book level 2 Money Trades. So Quote Media's full book level 2, it's right there on your screen. You will see all the market makers that are on level 2, not just the ones your broker shows you. This that you're seeing on the screen, this is included with your membership. Okay. Full, complete, total access. All right. You just have to go to ttgoffer.com. The next 9 people to do so will get themselves a brand new free laptop. We're also 5-star rated on Trustpilot, folks. Go check us out. Go read the reviews. Over 1,400 people have taken time out of their day to leave us a review on Trustpilot. Go check them out. Read them yourself. And then you guys can decide if TTG is right for you. Read the 5 stars. Read the 1 stars. Read them all. You decide if TTG is right for you. And then if you're still unsure, we do have a 1-week trial. Go to ttgthree.com. ttgthree.com. Our trial is only $3. There's no auto renew. There's no reoccurring payment. There's no automatic upgrade. It is a one-time payment of just $3. You can try us out for a week, see if the TTG family is right for you. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed our interview with Tim Seymour. Very special thank you again to my boy Tim Seymour. It was a blast having him on the live stream with us for the second time. I can't wait. Look forward to doing it again. A lot of fun. All right, guys, subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. Smash that like button. Turn on your notifications. You don't ever want to miss out on these live streams because I'm throwing golden nuggets at you on a regular. I'll see you guys all in chat tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your evening.